Hello and welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Dina and today we're here to celebrate my 2-year Podiversary on YouTube. I think it's crazy how time has flown by because it is already 2 years ago since I started my channel. And that is why you see the little flag over here. I do not have a Dutch flag. Well, maybe I do, but it's way too big to put here on the screen. But I only have a small little Danish one. And Danish is very relatable because, of course, I am Danish native. I am born in Denmark. I moved to the Netherlands about 15 years ago. And I've been living here ever since. So that's kind of the explanation for why I'm in the Netherlands, yet Danish native, because my partner is Dutch. But yeah, about a bit more than 2 years ago, probably to be more accurate, like 26 or so months ago, I picked up the crochet hook again after many years of not crocheting. What happened was that I came to a store and I saw a crochet kit and I basically bought it. But let's go through. So basically what I want to do in this Podiversary is just basically, I'm going to thank you guys and I'm going to show you a little bit what I've been doing the past 2 years. And yeah, I would say, please keep watching this video to the end. There might be a positive surprise. But first of all, let's talk about tea. And today I am drinking this Finest Selection coconut tea, which is a lovely Ceylon tea produced in Sri Lanka with an extra added flavor of a coconut. It's nice and fresh, which kind of fits the weather. Like if I'm looking outside, right now it's sunny and there are no clouds on the sky. It's an absolutely gorgeous morning. It sure is. You even see I have a crochet garment on me here right now, and we will also definitely talk about that one later. But as I said, about 24 months is 2 years plus 2 months, about 2 months earlier than I started the YouTube channel. I was shopping together with my mom-in-law in one of the malls, and I came by a crochet kit. It was slowly getting Easter, and this crochet kit was containing a chicken amigurumi. And I thought, yeah, you know, I need something to do because my job has contained a lot of idle time where I'm just basically paid to be available. So I needed something extra to do when I was waiting on customers to need my help, basically. So I decided, yeah, you know, when there is no emails I can answer, I know other job functions I can do, and I'm just basically being paid for being available. Why not crochet? And that's kind of how I got back into it. And I did actually finish up that chicken amigurumi, and I've only shown this one to you once before, and that was last year during my 1-year Podiversary celebration. And that is because, frankly, I don't know what it is, but it is a poor attempt at making a chicken. I think it could be really cute. Maybe I should try redesign it well, not redesign it, but remake it one day with better yarns and actually understanding the pattern, because reading through everything and afterwards and seeing what I've done, because I've done this also without stitch markers, let's be frank. So the chicken is worked up in a probably quite low quality acrylic. Originally it was a plastic hook, but before I finished that chicken, I ended up buying metal hooks with ergonomic grips because I was going crazy from that thin plastic hook. And, you know, may not yet 100% knowing what that was. Again, like I had to redefine my whole crochet career. Like optionally, I could read the pattern in either Dutch or English, an option for English. And I basically retaught myself a bit to crochet and remembered myself to crochet, because like I was looking and it had descriptions as well as to what stitches were drawn on how to do every stitch, yet I still had to remember slightly, ever so much, the difference between like stitches, slip stitches and single crochets. And are you working them in the first loop, back loop, both loops, etc. Like, you know, it was this adventure of learning to crochet again. But I finished the chicken and I filled it out, and I still have it. And it's, guess, my reminder of how I got back into crochet, but it's definitely not a beauty. And when you see it in a moment, I will give you permission to laugh. And then you can smile, and then you can try not to judge me, because it really looks poor. But what you can do is maybe then be positively surprised on how crochet skills can develop in 2 years' time by just crocheting a lot. And, you know, I'm still developing and I'm still doing things for you guys. And I've always liked to inspire people, and I've always liked to help people get better. And that's basically also the purpose of this channel, right? Like to inspire people and to motivate people and to maybe even challenge people, in the sense of that you see that I don't shy away from challenges, and then maybe that might just actually give you that little push to challenge yourself with a pattern that you never thought you could do. Because my probably biggest weakness is that I see a pattern and I see the project and I'm like, oh my God, that's gorgeous, I have to make that. Without reading the pattern, without doing anything, jumping straight into it with both my legs, and then, well, I'm definitely challenged. Let's just keep it at that. Yeah, so definitely done much more projects than that, but that's also the reason that I do try to make some tutorials for you guys, for you to enjoy, and also maybe to help you guys improve your skills, and also amongst the times things to say that I do my yarn talks to tell about, you know, my weekly progress on my projects, and to see and say how frustrated I were with some certain things, or how many times I had to frog and everything else, because we are all normal, you know, none of us are perfect, none of us crocheted perfectly the first time. We might do a single piece or two without having to frog, but eventually there is always times and moments where we might have to frog some things. Also, it is said that, and so I'm not religious, but I do like the thought of it. And I do believe this is from the Amish people even, that one should leave one's mistakes in the projects, because only God is perfect. And I guess I'm not going to argue if it's only God that's perfect, but what I do want to say is we all humans, and we all make mistakes, and sometimes those small mistakes is what exactly turns the project into becoming something very unique. And that is something we should cherish. But what I also like about crochet is the fact that we can adapt the pieces to be 100% personal. So it's perfect for you, so to say. So yeah, the chicken that I made 2 years ago, I finished a bit more than 2 years ago now. I still have it. It's collecting dust. And here we have him. He's not the cutest. He's the unlucky chicken, I guess, of the batch. The ugly duckling, the ugly chicken. He doesn't actually have a name, so if you have name suggestions, feel free to prompt those. But this is him. He even has, I'm not really sure what this is called in English, big eyes. He can flap his wings actually, and he has a little tail here on back. So I just follow the pattern, and of course 2 legs. I just followed the pattern, and that's how he turned out. A little bit squishy, but you can easily see, you know, there are imperfections. And no wonder, like, I was remembering how to crochet again, and this yarn was definitely quite low value acrylic. It's worked out, but, you know, I can even see places where I can see through the stitches a bit. So maybe he has to be recreated in a different yarn, just to see how it looks. Maybe that shall be my goal for the Podiversary, my 3-year Podiversary, to actually make him a little brother or a little sister with the same pattern, if I can still find it, and different yarns with the skills that I have today. I think that could be actually a cool idea. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any suggestions on that account. So once he was done, I ordered some yarns. Actually, I think even before he was done, I might have ordered the yarns from hubby. And I got some cotton yarns, and I got some cotton king sultans. I made a scarf a triangular classic scarf, just double crochets all the way, to my mom-in-law, and a green to white faded variegated yarn, and almost like ombre, and it looked really, really nice, and she was really happy about it. About the same time, I also made a scarf for myself, which you have seen on a few occasions, either in live or me crocheting on them. And this is this, I do believe it's called the Aurora from Hobby. So it basically goes from this lovely light blue to this more like medium blue. So this is basically the two colors that fades into one another, and you can see as we go up how it fades. Quite simple. Every row alternates. I do believe it's like 6 double crochets, chain 2, 6 double crochets, chain 2, 6 double crochets, etc., all the way to the end. And then the following row will be alternating, so that you have, well, the next row is like all double crochets, and the following row is like, so it kind of gets into this. So it's a very simple pattern to follow, and to do. So that was kind of my next project. And then from here on, I ventured into starting making garments. And actually I made the garment itself that I wanted to make. Let's see, I'm just trying to keep track of all my things here. Give me a moment. And I see it's stuck. So just one moment, I am going to grab it, and I have actually quite a bit. So I'm trying to keep good track of it. So after that, I made a garment. I made myself a bolero. Bolero is basically a very cropped cardigan, often either with short or long sleeves. I had a long sleeve version. This one you have definitely, if you have watched my channel, you have definitely seen this one before. I am not wearing it today because I am wearing a different cardigan. But here we have it. It's the Barbara Bolero, which is basically this long piece, where there is gaps here for you to insert your arms, and the same on the other side. So the back piece is a bit wider, and then you have 2 arms. So it's basically to help cover your arms and keep your arms a bit warm, snuggly. This one is made in the Hobby Carnival yarn, so that's a premium acrylic. That's lovely variegated into all these diverse colors. I did color control the yarn a bit, which means that when a yarn finished, I ensure at the same place on the next yarn would be where I started, so that at least that was a bit the same. That's the color controlling I did, and the only controlling I did. Luckily for me, you can see how the pattern goes across on the arms is so close to being the same. Like it's almost identical. You can actually see it when I hold each sleeve up here. That's the difference qua length. So they are almost 100% symmetrical based on my measurements. And what I ended up doing was, it was a really nice pattern. My mom liked it. So I agreed with my mom that I would make her one. She wanted a more neutral colored one. And a lot of you guys wanted a tutorial on this. So what I did was that I created the version for my mom, combined with the tutorial. I will link to that tutorial here in the description box down below should you have interest. So what's gorgeous about this tutorial is I used a different yarn than the original pattern called for. Also, the yarn that I used for my mom's bolero was also a different yarn. So the tutorial is made in a way where you can use whatever yarn you choose, and then you can basically do the math, easy calculating on how to adapt that yarn to become your bolero. So if you have a preferred yarn, you can actually easily adapt the pattern with easy math, and I explain it all in the video to make this tutorial. And it is a simple tutorial. If you know how to slip stitch, chain and double crochet, you can make this. It looks more complex than that. I get it. It looks more complex, but this, my friends, are only chains and double crochets and a single slip stitch here and there. So if you can do that, you can make this. I link to that in in the description box down below. And actually, if I'm really good, I'll try to make sure it links up here as well. But yeah, that one, check it out for sure. Check it out. Yeah, just check it out, right? Like, I'll have a description to it down below as well. Then once I had done with that, I started on my first virus shawl. Definitely also the virus shawl that I have frocked the most ever of all the virus shawls I've made, but it's actually quite simple to make. And when I was making this virus shawl, again, some of you were commenting saying you wanted a tutorial. So this is my first and original virus shawl, and it is this gorgeous red and yellow colored. I do believe it's a fire opal. It's a hobby Cotton King's salt and cake. So Cotton King salt and cake. And I do think it's called Fire Opal. I'm definitely really enjoying this. And as I said, then you guys really asked me to make a tutorial. We held a poll as to which cake color I should make the tutorial from. And the decision was this sort of pastel-y rainbow, also a Cotton King's. And that is what I made the tutorial with. And that tutorial is right now my most popular tutorial here on YouTube. So clearly you guys are loving it, or whoever is watching my channel do love it. This is definitely the most popular of them right now. And following that is either, I think, my leafy shawl or my Barbara Bolero. But definitely this is a tutorial that is quite watched. And I love it. And actually some people say it could also be called the owl tutorial, and that's due to the center. If you look at the center, you see those two eyes next to one another. A lot of people refer them to owls. I will make sure also that there is a link to this tutorial video, also in the description box down below. And as well as, yeah, I don't think I can keep linking things up here, but I will definitely make sure at the end of this video, I will add all these tutorials I've made to the description box down below. That will be the current tutorials that I have ongoing as of us speaking right now. Then in the autumn last year, no, in the autumn 2021, time flies. In the autumn 2021, I started on the Happiness Poncho, which was made with Hobby Twister and a Hobby Twister solid. And that is turned out to be this absolutely gorgeous poncho. I've also worn it multiple times. I extended the length with the solid here at the very end. And that solid is the same color as how this cake was ending. It's made in the Storm Chaser cake. And I actually even also ended up making a tutorial for this one. It's nice because it's like lovely loose. It's crocheted in a 4mm crochet hook. Again, with a Hobby Twister yarn. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So that was kind of the next project that I made, even though I'm not sure if I posted this one before or after. Before or after? I might have posted this one before the virus shawl. I made them about the same time. I'm actually in doubt. I could have done some of this before. Yeah, I think I might have finished this earlier, but there was issue getting some of the photos taken that I needed for the tutorials, and therefore it got delayed posted. Regardless, they were both out in the spring as of last year, even though I actually made them more or less in the autumn. But yeah, there was some timing and I had to do some editing. And in the same period where I about finished them, I was also 4 weeks in New Zealand. So obviously I was a bit of a busy gal at that time. But yeah, of course, then we were back to the spring last year and things still kept going on, totally busy with everything that I was going to be doing. And what did I else do? I also made, let's see, and I think it's fair to say I do not have all my makes here. Some of my makes I've given away, obviously, so I can't show them. This is just the makes I happen to still have at home. Maybe to say it like that seems quite logic. A quick make that I can show you that I still do have here is, and that was actually, this was made before I started the tutorial for the poncho and the virus shawl. And I made multiple things in the Ice Yarns universe in a variegated yarn. And what I made back then was a beret, so this kind of hat thing. So it is a hat that you can take on, and see if I can actually do it in a decent way. So it's kind of a hat. Then I have a scarf, which is a good 2 meters long. So I cannot show it all to you by stretching out. But what I can do is I can show you like this. And obviously that goes around. And if you're not really into the hats, you can also option for the headband. With this nice knot. So this is definitely a winter thing. I somehow just find it a bit funky when the ears are not showing, but I do get ears needs to be covered to not freeze them. Here in hindsight, I might have wanted to make this headband maybe a centimeter wider. That would have maybe made a bit better sense to ensure a good coverage of ears, unless you have tiny ears. And then the last thing I made in this yarn was dragon scale gloves, which you see here, the dragon scales. And since I've adapted the dragon scales to different yarns and different variegations, but that's just the quick show of something else that I also made. But yeah, we are basically heading into the spring 2022 now, and I started on a baby blanket. I also done other baby blankets, and I had a baby blanket I was working on for almost like half a year. That baby blanket I've ended up donated away. I like the outcome of the pattern, but it felt like, even though it was supposed to be the same yarn, it seemed like with different yarns, like as if it was a roving yarn. It wasn't a roving yarn because it was actually spun, but after the blocking, it almost seemed like I had used a roving yarn, where I had used all the thin yarn in the center and all the thick yarn on the outer edge. So it looked a bit funny, and therefore I ended up deciding to actually donate it, because there is somebody that will be happy for it. But it's not something that I personally want to give away as a gift to someone, and I definitely couldn't warrant selling it. At least that was my own personal opinion. So I actually ended up giving it away as a donation to one of the crisis centers. But yeah, and then I started on the cardigan that I'm wearing here. This is the Leave Me On cardigan, which is a hobby design. So it's made in the hobby solid. In a hobby solid. I will actually, just to be nice to you guys, I'm going to get up and say this cardigan goes to about, if I stretch my arms, the end is about the cuffs I have. So it's a nice length, and it's a nice pattern shawl all the way around. I like it, and it took me a while as well to work on, so I worked on that. I like the leafy concept of patterns, but this is not easy to incorporate in a shawl. At least, yes, you can incorporate it if you want just a straight lined one, so to say, so like a straight back and forth. So I wanted to create a different shawl, which is still like sort of leafy inspired. And I was inspired on something I saw on Pinterest. And therefore I started developing or working out from what I had been inspired from, the leafy shawl, and I ended up making a tutorial on that. So of course I will link to that tutorial at the end of the video. I first made a version of it, and then I made the version, like I've made 2 shawls of it. So first I made the first, and then the second is the shawl that I made during the tutorial. So this is the first part to see if it would actually work out. And this is the green version. It's actually so big I can't have it on my blocking mats. I will need to half block it, and this one hasn't actually been fully blocked either. The other have, but this one haven't, because back then I couldn't figure it out if there was a good way of doing it, and now I've just decided what I need to do is I need to pin it down the center. The center is here, and then just block half a side and then block the other half side. I will also have wires going through down the center to help keep it straight. That is the best way of blocking this, because my blocking mats just aren't big enough, nor is my floor. Yeah, that's the moment I feel I have a lot of furniture, even though I guess I just have a normal house. But yeah, so that's the first version of the leafy shawl. And then, of course, I promised you guys to make the tutorial, so I did. And here we have, this is the leafy shawl tutorial that was posted after it got edited back in December 2023, sorry. And I love the colors of this. I've worn it multiple times. I really enjoy this shawl. And you can easily make it with a shorter cake. So this is like 1,000 meters cake, both of them. You could probably also easily do an 800 meters cake unless you want something really, really big. And it's nice and airy, and I just love how it looks, basically. Love it. Let's see, what did I else do? Of course, we've made the classic scrunchies, been there as well. My amigurumis are getting better. I made the lovey last year as well. This cute, cute teddy bear. And a lovely soft chenille. This year I've made turtles. I want to make some more amigurumis. I also made unicorns, though I can't show them because I gave them away. And I want to make myself an exact copy unicorn, but with more rainbow colors. I still need to get the yarn for the mane and tail. I have all the yarns for everything else. And eventually I just start working on it. I might have the parts laying for final assembly until I get an order made where I'm able to get a good discount maybe on the yarns. That's a short version. And what else do I have? Last year, also around Christmas, I needed a Christmas scarf. And this is a paid pattern also from Hobby by Crochet. And look how these Christmas trees are coming. It's made in the Hobby Christmas Universe yarn. And yes, I got it finished on time, but it was a close call. Definitely a close call. And the last thing I finished, which I am able to show to you guys, is what's called Jasmine Tea Shawl. I just finished that, and of course I have more new projects going right now, and I have other projects that I've done, and they're not here anymore. But as said, I can only show you what I have and just quickly go through it. But this shows, I think, the development I've had during the last 2 years, because this was a challenge, but not that much of a challenge that I gave up. It was actually not that difficult if you just kept focus. Did have to frog a few times, but overall, I'm very happy with how it turned out. It's gorgeous. That's pretty much it. But before we start ending on this, actually do want to say thank you ever so much for those that's been following me all the way. And if you have watched this video all the way to here, thank you for being here. Thank you for celebrating with me. Thank you for listening to all my ramble. Thank you for being a part of my community. I am so much appreciative. Love you quite a bit. Therefore, even though that I'm not really doing much giveaways currently due to other situations in life, I have actually decided to stop in a giveaway in this Podiversary. And this giveaway will be open worldwide, and you have to be subscribed to participate. So if you haven't subscribed, I would very much recommend you to ensure that you do subscribe, because I can see if you are subscribed or not when I do draw the winner. It's not a big giveaway, it's just a small one, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't talk about the things that are in this giveaway. So I do have tried to color control giveaway, I guess you could say. I have a Stanley cake for you guys, a Stanley vegan cake in what I consider a very gorgeous blue. Stanley vegan cake, it's colorway 2014 Dialog 1. And it looks like this, and it has a center pull as well. So it's blue, red, I would say orange or mustard yellow, green and white. And it's a bit of a cream white. This is the other end. So either you can start on here on the outside edge, or you can use the center pull. The Stanley vegan cake, they recommend a 1.5 to 2 millimeter crochet hook. It's definitely a lace weight yarn. I would probably do 2.5 or 3 personally. I would say try out yourself and find what seems to suit you. It's a nice soft feeling cake. They say you can wash it at 30 degrees Celsius, so that 85 degrees Fahrenheit. You can iron it, lay flat to dry, do not topple dry, do not bleach, can be dry cleaned. The vegan cake is 250 grams, so there are 250 grams of yarn here to 1200 meters of yarn. 1200 meters of yarn is about 1300 and some odd yards. 1320-ish maybe yards, quite close at least. It's 80% cotton and it is 20% polyester. So it's a nice cake. Then I have some Hobby Starlight yarns in blue. I have 2 of these in blue, and I have 2 in white. Here you have enough yarn to definitely make a hat, or if you don't use a yarn eating stitch, you could probably make 2 hats of it. Also, again, depending on size and so on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you 2 yarns here, and I'm gonna read to you what these yarns are. They are Starlights from Hobby. It is 60% wool and 25% polyamide and 15% polyester. It is 50 grams skeins, so they are 1.75 ounces each, or there are 7 ounces in total. You have 64 meters, so that's 70 yards each skein. And they recommend a 5.5 to 6 millimeter crochet hooks or 5.5 millimeter knitting needles. They classify it as a medium weight yarn. It's designed in Denmark and made with love in Turkey. Can be washed at 40 degrees, so about 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Do not iron, do not tumble dry, do not dry clean. Bleach, can be dry cleaned and lay flat to dry. The blue is a colorway 13 and the white is colorway 23. And yes, it has a reflective thread going through it. That said, do not don't count on the reflective thread to be the only thing to protect you in the dark against traffic, but it is a nice addition. So there are 2 of those. That's pretty much the yarn. And then I have Fine Flavors Coconut, which is the tea that I'm drinking. There are tea bags here in, so it's just a nice little thing to make 10 cups of lovely cocoa flavored tea. Of course, as always, I do have my Wilhelmina peppermints that I will be giving away. Lovely hard peppermints, not chewies like Mentos. They are more like, take one, let them slowly dissolve in your mouth and enjoy the fresh taste you have. Then I have a measuring tape. One side is centimeters, the other side is inches. So often when I talk in centimeters. Here, if you need to be able to understand what I'm talking about, you can now. Hey. And then, of course, I do have some clothing labels or labels that you can add to your projects, including an organza bag in blue. I have here Handmade with Love in different colors. Blue, darker blue. I have a gray, black, silver, gold, and brown. That's it. That's it. So I think we are almost around on that part. Do remember to be subscribed, and let's just quickly, if I manage, go through the rules of this giveaway. So if you haven't done it yet, of course, as I mentioned earlier, do subscribe. Hit the like button, please hit the like button. That really helps me and it helps this video. The giveaway is worldwide, but it is wherever it's prohibited, because there are some countries that's not allowing people to enter in lotteries and giveaways. You must be allowed to receive packages from the Netherlands because this is my shipping country. I don't really care where in the world you live. I will ship it no matter if you live in New Zealand, Japan, Brasilia, Central Africa, United States, Canada, Finland, Germany, Spain, Sweden, Denmark, wherever you are, UK. I will send it to you. So you're free to enter as long as you are allowed to receive parcels from the Netherlands. You're also responsible for any import fees that could occur based on receiving a parcel from the Netherlands if you are not in the European Union. Generally, I do send my parcels as gifts, so mostly people do not occur extra fees, but if you do, those fees are for you to pay. And yeah, as mentioned, you have to be subscribed to my channel, keep watching this video in full. Even the rules, even though they are boring, I am obligated to inform you about these rules. It's more important to say for me that the giveaway is not associated by YouTube or any other company where I have items from for this giveaway. The giveaway is 100% paid by me from my own hard-earned money, and it's my way to celebrate the fact that you guys have been with me here for the last 2 years. Crazy how time flies. And of course, yeah, so I say thank to you in the way that you say thanks to me just by hanging around with me. Thank you so much. The giveaway will start today at the post of this video, and it will run until the 15th of May, and that is a Wednesday 15th of May 2024 at 8:30 Central European Time. Shortly after, I will post the video where I will be picking the winner through the random YouTube comment picker. And on that comment note, in order to enter, you have to comment down below. You might comment just to say congratulations. Please note in your comment if you're not interested of winning, because then I will draw a new winner. If you are interested of winning, everything I need to know from you is just something very positive. Say something crochet related, say something positive to me. Just, you know, keep it positive and happy. That's all I ask. So it's a very neutral one. There is no specific keywords, but multiple comments does not count as a double entry. So I will only count any comments from any one person once. Only one winner will be chosen, and they need to contact me by email within 2 weeks time, and I will then get back to them and inform them of the track and trace for the return shipment. So yeah, don't forget to remember to watch when I do draw the video, because as I said, you have 2 weeks time to claim your prize, and if you haven't done that, I reserve the rights to keep the prize for myself or to give it away to a new winner or use it for something else, whatever. And the last thing I want to say is please be aware of the YouTube scammers, because even though I do not post giveaway in the title of this video, because this is really more just for the people that's really following me and keen on watching stuff like this. You know, still be aware of scammers, that people that's trying to make sure that they seem like me even though they are not. It's just, you know, some people are not really being, yeah, they don't do things as they're supposed to, I think. But yeah, be aware. I won't comment on the video due to this, but what I will do is I will heart all your comments so you know that I have actually read and watched them. And I thank you all in advance for any kind comments that comes in parts to the congratulations of the Podiversary. So I think that's it for now. I'm going to say happy crafting and take care until we see each other again. And don't forget that on Friday, if you're watching this video in one of the first few days, but on Friday, 3rd of May, I will have my 1K live celebration party. And I will go live at 7:30 Central European Time and have some party celebrations with you guys. So I hope to see you all on Friday. If you watch this video later than Friday the 3rd, feel free to go and watch the replay. You know, who knows? It will be a party. Take care and happy crafting. Bye.